This is an implied and you got to split it. It's an implied and because they meet in the middle, and you're going to use y minus 4 twice. We've been solving equations forever. I'm going to show you a quicker way. Once I put that minus y on that side, we're eventually going to have to get rid of that minus 7. So negative 10, y is bigger than negative 10, but less than. Okay, like in Algebra 2. In Algebra 2, they make you check for extraneous solutions, and to let you know why it's an and, so if I pick like negative 11, so negative 40, negative 40 is less than negative 15. And then it's got to fit the second, the last one. So that would give us what? Negative 40 is less than negative 15, which is less than negative 16. That's false. So negative 11 ain't going to work. Let's pick 0. Put it on all three sides. Negative 7. Negative 7 is less than negative 4, but we got to finish the trifecta. And it's less than 6. So negative 7 is less than negative 4, which is less than 6. That proves that it's anywhere between negative 10. But that's more Algebra 2 level. Alright, so for exponential functions, I never showed you, not really vertex form. Okay, so like, this is, this shifts up and down. This shifts left or right. So we know the common ratio you gotta, y equals 0 is the asymptote. I told you many times there's no way you can raise something to a power and get 0. It's impossibility. Okay, they call this a phase shift we're going to shift it right 2. So all right, if you had like 4 times a half to the x, the y-intercept is 4, and you half 4, it goes to 2. Half of 2 is 1. Half of that is, half, 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 half. It's going to get real close to 0, but it's never really going to cross it. And then it's times 2 this way. Wait, 8. Okay, so what x minus do says is move every point right 2. That's what x minus 2. So here you go over 2. You go over 2. That's usually the y-intercept. Then this one goes 2 over. That one goes 2 over. And you could also, okay, so here's a different way. So let's say I plug in, let's say I do h of 2. So 2 minus 2, that's 0. That'd be 4 times 1 half to the 0, which is 4 times 1, which is 4. So h of 2 is 4. So that could be where you started. And you could half it, half it, half it. Okay, so that one's more calculus and really algebra 2. Right in slope intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. M and x. M and b can be fractions. So it's different than point slope. I usually get in a hurry here, but I'm going to go slower for you. So it'd really be minus 2 over 1 plus 3/5. And get LCD of 5. So we're writing an equivalent number for 2, which would be what? Okay, so here, now I go y equals 2x minus 10/5 plus 3/5. All right, too many steps, but this is a technical definition. That's a technical definition of what we're doing. I'm not going to write the piecewise definition. This is absolute value. Changing y over x on this side. Fall 4, run 3. So a is negative 4/3. Changing y over x on this side. But since it opens down, we go with this. So this is HK. So we got to do opposite HK. Here we are with no space for exponent. Let's shrink this. Shrink. Pop this up. That's just not enough space. I'm sorry. For this question, you really need this law. And a to the negative n is the same thing as 1 over a to the positive n. So you need those two laws for this problem. And how many times have I told you, anytime you see 4 as to the first power, put it every time. There's a 2, first power. X, first power. Y, you guessed it, first power. Put a 1 on all of them. Okay, so now we got 4 to the 1 to the negative 2. I write too many steps. That's my problem. Two to the 1 times 2. I don't know where I'm going to write all this. So I got 1 over 4 squared times 2 squared. That's up front. And now I got times x. And I got y. Okay, so I know that's a lot. Okay, so that's, okay, it's 1/16 times 4 over 1, which is 1/4. X to the 4 plus 2, y to the 6 plus 2. And all those are technically happening over 1. Okay, so 4 is stuck in the denominator. You get x to the 6, y to the 8. Final answer. Okay, if that negative 3 is encased into parentheses, again, we don't have enough space to really write. All right, let's start that one over. Okay. Man, I gotta pick a marker I don't care about. Real pens hurt my hand. Guess I'll have to use a pencil. Yep. Okay. This means negative 1 times 3 squared times r to the negative 3. And that whole thing is cubed. That's really negative 1 to the first times 3 squared. So you get negative 1 to the third Okay, so here we go from up there. Okay, so negative 1 to the third is negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1. So you can factor out those negative 1s. That leaves you at 3 to the 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 81 would be 4. 81 times 9, 729. No, wait. I don't want to then divide that by 6. So we could break up 6 into 2 times 3. This is some advanced level stuff here. So we could do 2 times 3 to the first. I mean, I'm trying to make it easier. Those aren't x's. That was the negative 1s we factored out. Okay, if I take 1 3 from the bottom, 1 3 from the top, that gives me 3 to the 5th. And I would go ahead and move r to the negative 9 to the denominator. Okay, that'd give me 1, so this is over 2 times 2. And then r to the negative 6 would go up here. 3 times 3 times 3. Oh, you don't have to make it a whole number. Okay, so this would just be, so this would just be 3 to the 5th. Okay, you can take 6 R's and take 6 R's there, so that leaves times 1 up top. That'd be 243 over 2R to the third. That was a doozy. Whew, that was a tough one. Okay, you buy a new car for $31,000. The car depreciates. The way you find the common ratio is if I multiply, I tried to explain this to you. If I do 31,000 times 100%, I get 31,000. Okay, so to find the common ratio, we do 100% minus 9.75%. And that's how you find that common ratio, which is 90.25%, which is 90 per 100. Percent means per 100. That means you're going to move the decimal back 2 places. Okay, that's the common ratio, or B, as we know it. That's how you find the common ratio. Okay, the ordered pair, the initial value A is 31,000. So from like the quiz, that's what it asks them, like, what's an ordered pair you can get to show the y-intercept? That's what you keep multiplying everything by to get the next value. So like, if you wanted 1 year, this would be after 1 year. Okay, and then you could do times. And then you could just keep going like that. And that's what gives you the new value. That's 2 years. This is 3 years. So see, okay, watch what happens. If I do 31,000, check this out, times 0.9025 to the third, it should give us the third year. What did I type in wrong? Okay, now it works. I typed in something wrong. So if I do 130 times, that's how it's exponential. See, oh, I forgot to do to the third. It's going to do something profound. See, and there it was. So that's why that you show that. So this would be y equals 31,000 to begin with. So to find this one, we could do 31,000 times 0.9025 15 times. or use